Why are you single? Baby, I'm crazy. Y'all asked me some crazy questions. How was it losing your virginity? Do you like women? Do you believe that all men cheat? Someone asked my body count. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name's Tyler Gomez and today I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna do this look. This is Tyler from the future. But I'm gonna do a get ready with me while I answer some of your questions from Instagram. Y'all asked some crazy questions, so I'm excited to dive into this. But before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my channel and like this video, turn on post notifications. I normally post a lot of fashion content, but you know, I get a lot of requests about my makeup. So I was like, let me do a little 1-2. As always, all the products will be linked below. Without further ado, let's get into it. Before I get started, I want to let y'all know all the products I use will be linked in the description. But if I miss something, please let me know because I be missing stuff. The first question, why are you single? You're so pretty. Baby, I'm crazy. Why am I single? That is such a great question. I think I'm most comfortable being single. I think I'm still unpacking some trauma from my last relationship. I haven't met anybody who makes me not want to be single. So all of these are reasons that I'm single. I'm sure there are plenty of people out there who'd like to me, but that's not enough for me. Like I went to this tarot card reader. And it's so funny because I always tell people I'm not looking for anything serious. I'm not looking for anything serious. But my willingness to tolerate someone who's not like exactly what I want is at an all-time low. So it's like, even though I'm not looking for something serious, I'm definitely looking for someone who checks on my boxes that I could get serious with. So it's like, baby, what are we even saying? Like, the tarot card reader pretty much called me out on that because she's like, you don't want just anybody. Like, you want someone you can like go the distance with. And I'm like, I mean, I don't because I'm not ready for that yet. But like, I do because I'm not about to entertain anyone who's like so far off base from what I want. But thanks for calling me pretty. What's the worst date you've been on and why? Ciao. So I went through a dating phase and I think that's kind of why I've like taken a break from dating. Like I'm on a celibacy journey. You can call it that. I'm just not entertaining anyone because I really just haven't met anyone worth entertaining. But before that, I feel like when I first moved to LA, I was just like really dating around, like getting to know people. I was just like more open to dating people, even if they didn't check all my boxes. But this worst date that I ever went on, y'all, this guy's actually crazy. He's this like big time music executive. Like he produced or discovered some big artists or some big bands, whatever. For our first date, he invited me to a Forbes event. He was like, there's this Forbes event. You should come. Like it'll be chill. We can get drinks and like talk and whatever. Now, I ain't never been to no Forbes event, baby. So I was like, okay. I'll come out, I'll show out. That's like fine. I'll meet you there. I get there. It's not a Forbes event. It's salsa lessons. And it was just so weird. And I don't know if there was ever a Forbes event going on. I'm like, is this a bit? Like, did you know this was salsa lessons? I don't know. All I know is I'm not into salsa lessons. I don't think that sounds fun, especially not with a stranger. So I was already just like, okay, we can talk, but I'm not trying to really do this. Like I was prepared for a Forbes event, not salsa lessons. So we end up talking and this guy's just so arrogant, so full of himself. And we're like near one of my favorite sushi restaurants in LA, Sugarfish. And I'm like, look, I thought this was going to be a Forbes event. I'm about to go to Sugarfish. You can come if you want, but I'm going. I'm going to Sugarfish, like regardless. And he was like, oh no, like let's go, like I'll take you, whatever. And he's just so weird. Like, he's in the Uber there, he's like telling me how, this was the biggest red flag. He was like, any girl I date will come second to my dog. If you know me, you know I'm not an animal person. I don't really like dogs. I can tolerate them if they're not in my area, but dogs will always invade your area. And I'm just not into that. So he was like, yeah, my dog sleeps in the bed with me. Like, that's just, any girl needs to know that. And I'm like, great, thanks for letting me know, bye. And then at dinner, he was telling me how he normally doesn't take girls to dinner. And he was just so stupid. It was just like so annoying. He's like, yeah, because girls will take pictures of the food, but never the guy they're with. I'm like, do you want them to take pictures of you? Like, what do you want? Like, what's the point in saying that? Like, I feel like sometimes people just say things, even though there's no alternative they'd prefer. Like, what, you want her to post you to, like, you don't want that, so shut up. But this guy also like lied about his age. I'm not gonna say how old he was because this was when I was in my dating older era, but all I'm gonna say is he flipped the numbers. So it was like, let's say pretend like the dating app said he was 12, but he was really 21. So it was like that kind of switcheroo. And I'm not going to say what age, but just know he was like 11 years older than what his profile said. And he looked every bit of it. Like, I think he Facetuned his pictures, but that was by far my worst date. Are Skims worth the price? I'm trying to be convinced, I think she meant. I think Skims are worth the price. Like, I've gotten Skims dupes like from Amazon and from Shein, and the quality is different. Skims quality is unmatched. Like, the fabric is just so soft. And even before I started working with Skims, I bought their stuff because, one, I wanted to see what it was about, but I definitely think it's worth the hype. How do you feel fulfilled during your single period? I have a lot of toys. Fulfilled is such an interesting word. Fulfilled. When I think of fulfillment, I don't really think of love. I think of like career. Like, am I fulfilled in my career? Is that weird? I don't know. I just don't think about like love and relationships when I think of fulfillment. Like, I guess sometimes I get a little sad that I don't have someone to do fun things with. But it's not even like sad that I don't have someone. It's more so like a sadness that I don't see it happening. But you're asking, how do I get over that? So once those thoughts come into my mind, I remember that there once was a time I felt that before my last relationship. After my first relationship ended, I was like, I'll never find a guy as good as my first boyfriend. Like, he was literally the best guy ever. The sun rose and set with him. Like, he's literally the only good guy on earth. Like, and part of me still believes that because this guy is such a sweetheart. Maybe he grew up to be a fuckboy, but if you're watching this, reach out. No, I'm just kidding. No, but for real. No, I don't know. I just have so much love for my first boyfriend. It's crazy. I'm sure he doesn't even think about me, but I hope I wasn't the villain in that relationship. Ciao. Anyways, but how do I get over it? I just remember that there was a point in time where I felt like I would never feel love again, or I'd never be in love again. And then it happened. Fulfillment's just such an interesting word. Like, I just don't think relationships make me feel unfulfilled. Like, being single doesn't make me feel unfulfilled. So fulfillment isn't something I like really struggle with. Like, I guess I lean into my work. I guess that's the answer. How do I feel fulfilled during my single period? I lean into my work and I focus on my friends. This year I've been very determined to just be a better friend, show up more, and just have more compassion for my friends. So that's making me feel very fulfilled. What birth control are you on? Does it have side effects? I'm trying to enjoy this summer. Fuck them kids. Fuck them kids. I'll be honest, y'all. I've been on birth control for a very long time. I've been on birth control for like almost a decade. So it's really like difficult for me to say the effects that it's had on me because I've been on it for so long and I don't want to lie to you. I just know my period is very, very regular and it's pretty light and it's not that bad. When I like hear other people talk about their periods, they sound so much more worse than mine. Yeah. Do you like women? Baby, I love women. Women are gorgeous. Women are so amazing. I feel like I fall in love with a woman every time I go out. I find myself more oftentimes attracted to women than men. But I think that's just because women, like, there's way more pressure for women to be beautiful than for men to be beautiful. Do I like women? I do like women, but that's complicated because I don't know how intimate I want to be with a woman at this point in my life. That was definitely a barrier with my last situation. I didn't like feel the urge to be intimate in that space. I do think I need to try being with like a more feminine woman before I can really like give the final verdict, because there were times in college where I was like just so ready to go down on a woman. I don't know if it was just like a wrong person or wrong gender. So I think I need to try again pretty much. But as I stand now, I identify as queer and fluid. Hetero flexible, if you will. I like doing certain things with women. I don't like when people try to police my sexuality or be like, oh, you're X if you don't do X, or you're Y if you don't do Y. Like, I understand that gay women are really frustrated with bi women and straight women wasting their time. But that's just dating, baby. Like, everyone gets their time wasted in dating. Like, that's part of dating. You realize what's for you, what's not for you. And it sucks for everyone, you know? And it sucks being on the receiving end of someone doesn't like you. It hurts. It's not fun. And I sympathize with that because I've been on the receiving end of someone just doesn't like you. And I think with gay women, especially, it's easier for them to just be like, these bi women are ruining everything. Straight women are playing with me. But it's like a little more, like, we can dig deeper. Like, I don't think you're feeling that way because she's straight. I think you're feeling that way because she doesn't like you. That's just my 2 cents. So long story short, yes, I like women. But right now, in this point in time, I think I'm more interested in dating men, even though I'm like interested in dating nobody. But I think because my last serious situation was with a girl, I just want to dabble back into the dick pond. I want to swim in it and dive in it. I want to stroke in it. Okay. Advice for improving appearance, clothing, skincare, hair. That's such a good question because I like legitimately remember improving all of them. Like, for me, it was like makeup, hair, outfit. Like, I just remember certain times in my life where I was like, I want to start dressing better. Like, oh my God, if you ask my friend Jordan, he would laugh at this because when I first went to college, I was doing a lot of mock trial. I didn't dress how I dress now. Like, now I can dress. I'm very confident in how I dress. But those first 2 years in college, I think of it like before London and after London, because London turned me into the bad bitch I am today. Before London, you know, I had a white boyfriend, so my hair was all kinds of fucked up. I did mock trial, so all my clothes were Ann Taylor Loft, and I just had a very different aesthetic. So for me, I gradually upgraded one thing at a time. So I would say focus on one thing at a time. So if you like, before makeup, focus on skincare. Before outfits, focus on hair. You know, like, do one thing at a time. Would I date a guy with kids? And this is such a good example of, like, before when I was just like dating anybody and like being free, I would definitely date a guy with kids. But now I couldn't take a guy with kids seriously. Like, I think I could have some fun with him. Like, we could travel, we could do whatever, but like, that's not gonna be my person. Shit, let me knock on wood, because I feel like life have a funny way of humbling you. But you're entitled to want what you want. I don't want someone with kids. I don't want someone with baby mama drama. For me, I just want my first kid to be their first kid. I want us to go through that together. I don't want to feel like I have to blend family. Like, I just don't want to have to deal with that. Like, it may come later on. But I'm 24. Like, I feel like at this point in life, like, I should at least try to not have that. Like, maybe if I'm dating when I'm like older, like if I'm dating when I'm 40, like yeah, niggas is gonna have kids and I'll have to accept that. But at this point in my life, no. Do you believe that all men cheat? I feel like the words we speak become the reality. So I do not believe that all men cheat. I do believe that a lot of men struggle with sexual discipline. And that's all I'll say about that. Thoughts on celibacy? Would you date a guy who wants to wait until marriage? I would not date a guy who wants to wait until marriage because sexual compatibility just is important to me. And yeah, like that just, I wouldn't marry someone. Like, would you buy a car without test driving it first? I actually did that. I bought it on Carvana. No, but sex is so important to me. Like, even in this like celibacy stage, like I'm technically celibate, or I don't even know. I'm not waiting until marriage. I'm not waiting until like I meet Mr. Right. I'm really just waiting for someone who's worthy of my time. That doesn't necessarily have to be Mr. Right, but he won't be Mr. All Wrong. He'll be like Mr. 2/3 right. You know, he'll be kind of right. Yeah, you know. So I'm not like strict on the celibacy, but I do want it to be someone who's worth it, damn it. I wouldn't wait until marriage. Like that just seems like a recipe for disaster. Like on my wedding night, I gotta get bad dick. I feel like the first time you body, it's not gonna be good. Like it's always the worst. The first time's always the worst. Even if it's good the first time, it'll just get better because y'all are already in sync. Y'all already, you know, are vibing. It's just gonna get better. On my honeymoon night, I do not want to start from ground one with the nigga. That sounds awful. Oh my God. Why would you even say that? Do you believe in second chances if a guy cheats on you? So I'm one of the few women who have never been cheated on. To my knowledge. If you my ex, let me know. JK, don't. I don't know how I'd feel if I got cheated on. I feel like because of who I am, like I'm a very open person. Like I've technically only been in open relationships. They haven't both started open. They both didn't end open, but at some point in time, they were open. And I just have this open mind when it comes to relationships and love. I just feel like my partner would know that. And if there was ever a point in time where he wanted to have some sexual freedom or have some freedom to do him, I would hope there would be a conversation, because if it's just you want to explore and have that freedom and be a little young, wild, and free, we can have that talk. We can do that. Like that doesn't faze me. But the deceit, the lying, that is a deal breaker, because I can never trust you again if you go behind my back. Especially like being how I am, knowing that I really don't care. Like you want to tomorrow, go fuck tomorrow. I'm gonna fuck we can do this, or take a video, let me see. Like I don't know, I'm open-minded. If you still feel the need to lie even though I'm open-minded, that's some unforgivable shit. So no, I don't think I could take them back. Do I believe in soul ties? No. I think soul ties, I think that is, no offense if you believe it, but I think it's kind of dumb. I think it's very dumb. I think it's something people tell themselves to make sex into this thing that it doesn't have to be. Like, oh my God, I have this soul tie. No, bitch, you just don't have boundaries. I think there's this dichotomy with how people view sex. Sex is everything and it means everything, and if you have it, you're bound to the person for life, and or it's nothing, you should do it with everyone. It's like a handshake, it means nothing, just do it, do it, do it. And I think I used to fall closer to this side. I used to be like here. Not all the way over here, but I used to be here. As I've gotten older, I've gotten here. So I'm in the middle. I don't think sex is this thing that like tethers you to a person. You know what tethers you to a person? A fucking kid. That, I think a kid might be a soul tie. But I don't think just normal sex, like, nah, I don't think so. Someone asked my body count. It's 3. You know what I will say about body count, because I just think guys who care about body count are so weird. Like, I think it's so weird when guys are like, I want my girl with a low body count. Like, I think that's just so weird. But I also get not wanting to know what it is. I feel like there's a balance, right? Like, I think it's weird if you care so much about it. But also, if you know your partner fucked a million guys, that might not sit well with you either. And I'm thinking about this from my perspective too. Like, I don't really want to know how many partners like my partner has had, just because I don't think it would help anything. Like, I don't want to think about all the women that you've been with. Like, what's that gonna do for me? But also, I don't care. Like, I don't care to know, even though I know it will be weird to know. I'm not gonna push that envelope. It's all about asking questions that you don't want to know the answer to. Like, there's no answer a woman can give about her body count that's gonna make a man be like, whew, unless it's one, and that one is you. And even then, you're weird. You want your partner to only have been with you? Like, that's so weird. Like, that's just weird. Ugh. But the great part about that is I feel so strongly against men who have that idiotic belief that I'll never be tethered to one. Like, because the second a guy asks me my body count, I'm like, oh, you're not the one for me because you're dumb. Dumb and closed-minded. I need someone very open and just free. Like, How do I stay motivated on my weight loss journey? Child, because I want to look a certain way. But even then, like, I could be more disciplined with like the protein I intake and everything. But it's just like, I do enough that I'm making like gains. I actually got like my body scan done today, and I like lost fat, gained muscle. My weight is technically the same, but like my fat went down and my muscle went up. And I know I could achieve that faster if I like stopped drinking and I like had a very restrictive diet. But for me, I like enjoying life. I like living life. You know, I'm thinking about other options for weight loss, so I'll keep y'all posted with that. I'll just keep y'all posted. Someone asked, was the decision to move out of North Carolina tough? How did you push yourself? The decision to move out of North Carolina was not tough at all. Like, the decision to want to leave was very easy. Like, I knew since high school that I did not want to live in North Carolina for a long time. I wanted to go to college in New York, honestly, but I ended up getting a full merit scholarship to the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. So that made the decision very easy to stay. But then I knew, like, once I graduated, I definitely wanted to go somewhere else. So it really didn't take pushing myself. So I was fortunate enough to spend a summer in LA, spend a summer in New York. So it made it easy for me to see myself living in those places because I had already effectively lived there for 3 months out of the summer. Someone asked about the eye gems I wore at Coachella. All of my eye gems were from Pretty Little Thing. How was it losing your virginity? Pain, being naked in front of someone for the first time. I'm nervous. Oh, baby. One, I am excited for you. Do it whenever you feel the urge, whenever you feel ready to do it. Don't let anyone rush you. For me, it was my first boyfriend ever. That's who I lost my virginity to. And I just knew I had the biggest crush on him. Like, we weren't dating at the time. We were all just in a friend group. And I was at another friend's house. And dude, we were drinking. So I like honestly didn't feel any pain. Like, like anything. I was just like drinking like 4 Locos. I don't know, being naked in front of someone didn't super faze me. I don't even know if I took off all my clothes. I think it was just like a lift up my dress sort of thing. But if you're nervous about being naked in front of someone else, turn the lights off, baby. But also, like, when you're having sex, no one's like staring at your body, like inspecting it. Y'all are focused on other things. I mean, maybe in doggy he's looking. I don't know, but don't do doggy your first time because that's advanced. But yeah, I didn't really feel pain. I would say, like, don't just go from kissing to do a little fingering, stretch out a little bit just to prepare entry. And that's just like a very technical thing. And relax. I think relaxing is the big thing because if you clench up, it's just going to be harder. But in general, I would say just do it with someone you feel comfortable with. As you heard earlier in this video, I still think so highly of my first boyfriend. And I couldn't think of a better person to lose my virginity with. So just make sure you feel that level of comfort with someone before you do it, because that's gonna make it so much easier. Like, being nervous is normal, and I think I was so fucked up. I wasn't nervous. I was just like ready. I was like, all right, let's get it. Maybe have a shot before. Oh, I don't know. Is that bad advice? But just make sure you're relaxed. Make sure you're with someone who helps you relax. I also, I'm just gonna say it, I lost my virginity to a white guy. So it's not like I had this big BBC I had to do. Someone asked me, do I speak Spanish? No, I speak un poquito español. Favorite color on my toes? You know, I like a pink. Pink is my favorite color, and I just love a pink toe. It's just so cute. And I also really like French. Do I have thigh chafing? Yes, I do experience thigh chafing. It's so crazy though, because I feel like as an influencer, the brands I work with are all so aligned with me. Like, I actually did a campaign for an anti-chafe stick. So I do suffer from thigh chafing, but this anti-chafe stick really works. From First Aid Beauty. It's really good. And then they have a travel size one too that you can put in your purse, and I'll link it down below too, because it's really good. Like, it works for 10,000 steps, and I'll just swipe that, and then I don't worry about chafing the whole night. Advice on staying consistent on social media. Just do it. Like, you just have to wake up and be like, I have to post today. What can I post today? And post. And that's what I deal with. I feel like I've gotten into a good rhythm, but it's still every day I'm like, gotta post. Like, sometimes I'll be really good and I'll like get a lot of editing done on one day. So then I remember that the week I sprained my ankle was like the best week for my content, just because all I could do was sit down in my bed and edit content. So I had so much content just to push out because it was all edited. So I guess from a technical aspect, batch creating your content, like spending a day creating 7 pieces of content, and then spending another day editing all 7 pieces of content and just churning them out. That's one way to do it. Oh, how did I find my style being on the curvy side? You're so fine. Thank you. I think you really just have to try different things. Look at people who look like you. Like, I had to go through at one point and stop following like skinny white bitches. Like, I still follow a fair amount of skinny white bitches because I think they're pretty. But if that's all you're seeing, you're gonna not get good inspiration, because what looks good on you will not look good on them, or what looks good on them will not look good on you. Like, also tall people. Like, tall people can wear certain things and look good in it, but because I'm short, I just won't look as good. But really, like, you gotta dress for your body type. Being a curvy girl, like, I realized I can't wear like an oversized shirt. Like, oversized clothes just make me look big and wide. Like, you gotta see that the waist goes in. So I wear a lot of fitted clothes, or wear a lot of crop tops, because I like for my figure to be shown. I feel like when you're just kind of like thinner with like a more boxy figure, you can wear the oversized because it just like drapes down on you. But for me, I really want my curves to be defined because I don't want it just to look like a blob. But that's just me. Maybe I'll do a video on how I style for my body type, like, because I feel like I have an hourglass body type, but a natural hourglass for now. Okay, so this is the last question. I was like, did I read the last question? No, this is the last question. How do you feel about having a roster? I feel like having a roster was, for the longest time, what I've always wanted. I wanted one guy for this, one guy for that, one guy for this. And I was always like, I'll be happy once I have 3 boyfriends. Like, I just want 3 boyfriends. Like, I'm not asking for much, Lord. I just want 3 boyfriends. I have noticed how difficult it is even finding one guy that meets my criteria. It's like, okay, I'm not going to be greedy and try to get 3. Like, if I can just find one, that's cool. But you know, if God does so happen to bless me with 3, who am I to turn it down? When I ask for 3 and he gives me 3, I'm gonna take that 3. Okay, I feel like this is like one of the first times in my life where I've just had no roster, no prospects, and I'm just I'm just Tyla. And it's funny because everyone always is like, no one's completely single. Everyone's talking to at least one other person or their ex. Like, and I'm like, no, like, we exist. But I do feel as though I'm open for love. I'd love to have a summer fling too, like something for the plot. I feel like in my travels, I'll probably get like a European roster. I want a man in every country I deal with. Someone asked, how am I? I'm good. I feel like I'm in this restless state of my life. Like I feel like I am adventure seeking, thrill seeking, fun loving. Like I'm always looking for that next adventure. I think life has been very even keel, stable, which is great and I'm thankful for it, but I could use a little bit more excitement, and I think I'll get that through my summer travel. So I'm so excited to be traveling. I'm actually going someplace this weekend, so stay tuned for that. We're doing a vlog. I'm gonna do an outfit video on that next week. And yeah, but I'm doing good. I'm doing good. And that concludes my Get Ready With Me Q&A. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. I don't know if any answer surprised you, you agree, you think I'm crazy. I don't know. Let's chat about it in the comments. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. We're back with the fashion content next week. Fashion content in New York. So that'll be fun. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye.